what I'm going to do in this video for you today is just break down a little bit about what just this is. You know, it's just how you can simply connect and create something amazing and meaningful with people. That's crucially it. You know, there's these 4 aspects to it, which is simply connecting, creating shared meaning. It's a catalyst for free expression, and then reflecting and consolidating on this is so important for me as well. It's just over a month since I launched the first episode, and I'm just so delighted to have done it, launched it, and to see people engaging with it and people watching it. And in particular, I've had some really, really delightful feedback from people. So just wanted to record a quick piece just talking about it. There's so much to share and talk about it that I just can't wait to express it all to you. Now, as you may know, the first episode featured Esmond Baring, and the title was Courage of Being. Such a beautiful title, and Esmond is just such an amazing man. I'm deeply, deeply grateful for his engagement, for his trust in the process, and for his authenticity, the way he just engaged, and we accompanied each other on such an amazingly deep, emotional journey with a really wonderful narrative path. Was just truly heartwarming. Just the experience in itself was profound enough for me. So great to know and get to exist and be with Esmond in that way. But then I think really crucially, and the whole point of just this for me, is that what's come out of it is I think is really valuable. Just the title in itself, Courage of Being, is just so wonderfully powerful. Saying it now, I'm really even feeling, you know, that sort of like energy that we found when we recorded it. And so, you know, ultimately in the worst case scenario, what just this has enabled for Esmond and myself is we've had this really wonderful connection as a part of it. And really with just this, that is fundamentally based on the social meditation frameworks that exist within it. I discovered social meditation about 3 years ago, and I'm so grateful to have found that. And I've been able to, like, really from the Buddhist Geeks teachers, Vince Horn and Ryan Olke, I've been able to just like really understand how you can create these spaces and facilitate these wonderful aspects of connection together. And it's just been such a deeply enriching part of my life, really, to dive into this social meditation, to do it, to learn it, to become a facilitator, to start facilitating, and to ultimately take the skills that I've learned and bring them into a context of my previous experience, which is art and creating concept pieces. And that's really what I see just this is. But really, before I get too far ahead, at the heart of it, it's this connection. You know, it's just simply connecting with each other. And you know, that's what social meditation does. It just allows us to be together, be with each other, and kind of express between the group and between individuals and individuals in very simple ways. And I think really the beauty of it is it kind of removes personality from that. So you're just being with someone, you're sharing, and you're not expecting a response, and then someone is just absorbing that and then having their own response. And what tends to happen is you get this really wonderful coherence building. My teacher Vince Horn talks about it as interspection, which is sort of like looking to within the group. And really for me, the essence of just this is trying to like express something meaningful from this group voice. And the intention of that is that what comes from the group voice, if it's recorded and shared, hopefully it will inspire people, and it can only be positive for the wider collective. That's my idea. So, you know, that's an element of the simple connection. Another, or the next powerful aspect of justice for me is creating shared meaning. Now, I think this is so important, and you know, meaning can arise between us in so many ways. It can just be spending some time with someone, or sharing a dance, or sharing a lovely conversation. And the intention with justice is to really take that aspect of shared meaning and really give it some fidelity, give it some really rich, qualitative, qualitative depth. And you know, that's with the creation of this title as this firm anchor that we can resonate with and provide the foundation from which to explore. And then, you know, the way that the process does touch on different emotions when we explore this. You know, the way that we start off the process with what's needed and what wants to emerge, it's always really interesting, and it's very intuitive in that way. And, you know, really all sorts of emotions are welcome when we do that. There's even for me, there's sort of like this this line that I see between creativity, which is what is essentially happening in this process, and also an element of spirituality, because, you know, ultimately we're just creating this space where we're connecting together and things are emerging from the unknown. We're deepening into our experience, and so for me, I really find it very interesting, this interplay of creativity and spirituality. And if I reflect on my own history, my own life, when I started creating art, you know, you would sit there, I would sit there with just a blank pad, you know, and just wait and or think, and then something would come through, and suddenly it would be really energized and really powerful, and so I would start drawing, you know. And I think it's a really interesting question, like, where does that come from? And, you know, how can you enrich the way that you find this inspiration? So such deep subjects that we could get into here, but I think fundamentally you can see that there's so many ways that meaning is derived. I mean, just even simply when we're doing like a what's needed, with Esmond, number of the things that he said were quite profound and emotional, and just for me to witness him sharing that, you know, creates meaning in that moment. And there's an element of profound witnessing that happens in this process, you know. And then and you know, this is a great example of that. Like when we were creating the title Courage of Being, we'd been expressing around fullness, we'd been expressing around courage to feel, and the title Courage of Being came together from fullness of being and courage of being. It was a synthesis of the two. And you know, just even being able to sort of like share and openly discuss these sort of like powerful emotional statements with each other is really significant, especially in the context of, you know, the work Esmond does, you know, emotional coach for men, because, you know, like how often do we really get the chance to, as men together, really explore this range of emotion, you know, when it's not an emergency or when it's not a crisis. And so I think it's really beautiful the way that using social meditation, we're able to sort of like, and in the justice process, able to get into like a healthy discussion of these emotional ranges in a balanced way. So so then the next aspect of the justice process that is crucial is it's a catalyst for free expression. So, you know, moving on from it just simply creating connection, you know, and then creating shared meaning, and then it becomes a catalyst for free expression. And you know, like, what I love about it is that we start off quite slowly, you know, it's just a word here and there, and witnessing and allowing and sort of like just feeling comfortable together in this sort of like intimate and passionate space. And then as we go on, we gradually get the chance to like express more and more, and it's kind of like this wonderful tension of like, oh, what am I going to say? And that's even there when we're saying just individual words at the beginning, but gradually, as you say more and more, it's almost a bit, I feel it's almost this dynamic of it, like, you know, when you go to karaoke and you do one song and then suddenly you just want to keep singing. It's sort of like once your body switches into that gear, you know, and you've already done your first couple of expressions and it hasn't been terrible, you haven't said something stupid, you suddenly get a better idea, you know, and another idea, and you say something and then you want to try something else, and you, with this lovely environment of connection and meaning that's crucially there, this free-flowing expression, it really feels so turbocharged, you know, it's safe, it's connected, it's present, and there's also this meaning there, so we're really touching on emotions. And if we can really let ourselves in this process tap into those, then there's so much richness to be found. And quite honestly, not all of it's going to be great, it's not all going to be amazing, however, there's beauty in all of it for me. And you know, as we've seen in the process with Esmond, and you will see in future episodes that are coming out, there's this wonderful arc where we touch on this darkness or this pain, and then even in so doing that, it just processes it, and then we flow out the other side with an equal and opposite release quite often times. So another aspect that I want to touch on about this is the NFTs. So I'm really delighted to have created a project that is making wonderful pieces of digital content, and from the Courage of Being episode with Esmond, we've created 22 NFTs. Now these are snippets of raw emotion and expression from throughout the process, ranging all the way from the beginning when we're playing with the title creation through to the meditation affirming the title, and then creating the seeds for the poem, and then actually the full verses that we expressed for the poem. And as I was minting these, it was just so wonderful to re-experience even just these snippets of the process. And so I'm super excited to announce that they're available now on OpenSea, and you can follow the link in this video to go and see those. I'm really excited to see how they go. The intention is to release a suite of NFTs for every single Justice episode that we create. So they're going to be limited in number. There's going to be about 20 or so for each episode on a monthly basis. And you know, if there's a snippet in there that you really resonate with, then this is the intention for that. You know, that you can actually invest in that intention and that emotion. And I really think that these can be extremely meaningful. And so for me, in the context of what we see in the current market out there in the NFT space, I'm really pleased to be bringing something meaningful, positive and enriching to the NFT world, because I think it's fundamentally amazing, and it's only in its infancy, but I am seeing a lack of those qualities of meaning and depth and significance within this space. And that's really what we're creating with Just This. You know, it's, you can witness this connection in there. You can deeply feel this meaning, and furthermore, you know, the expression is really, really, I find it inspirational when I watch it. So that's the intention. Hopefully it will inspire others to express in just the same way. So yeah, so happy to have done this first month with the staged releases, and what we do is we put out the summary episode, the podcast episode, I guess, if you like, at the start of the month's release schedule. That has a short summary of the creative process, and then it goes on to have the full discussion that me and my guests had afterwards. And then every week I follow that up by releasing a full-length part of the creative process. So the first week after that is the title creation, the second week after that is the poem creation, and the third week after that are the individual free flows that we summarize the process with. So yeah, I'm really pleased to have conceived this, the sort of like the way that all of these different bits of content can break down into those different videos, and then also the NFTs is really exciting for me, and I'm looking forward to just really creating a wonderful series over the next 12 months. And I'm really pleased to have had the engagement and the feedback that I have had so far, and I just urge you to keep doing that. So just keep letting me know what you think, what would be cool, or what we could improve. And I'm just going to really end on a couple of quotes from Esmond. And if you're watching, Esmond, I just want to say thank you so much. You're a wonderful man, and I'm so grateful for your participation. And so, Esmond shared that he found the courage to express his frustration. That's that meaning aspect that we were talking about. And he said, and in that is a freedom to feel joy, love, and connection. You know, so we went from that frustration into these wonderful emotions that we shared together. And he also said that he will always remember this experience because he's just learned something more about himself. And, you know, crucially, that's a connection piece for me as well. You know, it's like we're connecting and learning about each other, but this process allows us to connect and know ourselves in a deeper way. And we both supported each other through that process. For me, I was feeling a little bit embarrassed when I saw myself doing the free flows. I was stuttering, my words weren't coming out properly, and I thought, oh wow, that's going to be quite a thing to post. You know, do I want people seeing that? But ultimately, it's been a really powerful way for me to just accept that and own that and know that that's what was coming through. I'm deeply interested to know what you guys think about this breakdown. So yeah, please let me know, and thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you soon, and please comment down below what you think the most significant part of Just This is, or if you love it, just put a heart. And I'll catch up with you soon. Thank you.